It's time to raise the bar. It's time to go to the next level. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is definitely a message to myself. I'm not talking about doing more and more and more of different type of work that will move the needle. I'm talking about doing more focused work, of only doing the things that will move the needle, or like only this the bare minimum that you need to do to move the needle. Do more of those things, because the things that are the bare minimum, the things that you choose to be the bare minimum, you choose them because they are the most important. You know that without those things, you won't move the needle at all. For me, for example, it will be putting more focus into actually putting my mind into the charts and not just looking for trades and looking for my confluence to get hit, but just actually understanding why I'm deciding to enter this trade. And if I'm not on the charts, for me, if it comes down to backtesting, right now I figured that it is just 1 hour a day of backtesting. 1 hour of pure focused backtesting. I sit my ass down, I open TradeZella, I put a timer for an hour, and I remove everything around me, and I'm just focused on backtesting. I don't tell myself I'm gonna backtest until my fucking eyes roll out, or I'm gonna backtest for 4 hours to be exact, back to back to back, with a 5-minute break in between. No, 1 hour focused work. At the end of the day, before I go into chill mode, and if it's neither backtesting or neither being on the live markets, it's either going to be something that grows me as a person, studying, going out, doing something fun that makes me actually be present, that also reminds me that I'm a human, because we're not here to be monk mode for 14 hours a day like a lot of people actually tell you need to do. You need to actually be able to identify what works for you, listening to your body, listening to your energy level, and also looking at who is the person who I want to be and what would he have done right now. What is he already doing? Align with the person who you want to be. Yes, I do believe in that type of stuff. I really believe that if you can connect with your higher state, with the higher version of self, and you actually operate on a higher frequency, you will eventually become that person. And probably way sooner than if you would operate on a lower frequency. But right now, why I'm saying to turn up the volume and doing more of the focused work is that if I sit my ass down behind my desk the whole day, from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, I just, get up to make some food or take a shit or whatever, I bet that only 4 of those, maybe 4 to 6 of those hours are actually gonna be put into actually locking in on whatever I need. And most of the times I'm just gonna be kind of overthinking about what I need to do next, because if you tell yourself I'm gonna lock in, you're automatically gonna try to fill up those hours. And yes, sometimes you will have periods where you are gonna actually be locked in for 14 hours, but you need to actually separate yourself from when you need to be locked in for 14 hours because you know exactly what those 14 hours are going to give you, and forcing yourself to work for 14 hours, and then at the end of the day ending up with, I completed all my tasks, I actually completed them in 4 hours, where did the rest of the 10 hours go? And look, this all has to do with self-improvement as well, because you gotta become a different person. You will become a different person over time. It doesn't matter if it's with trading, you start an agency, or you just wanna become an athlete. You have to become a different person over time. And self-improvement works once it's simplified. You actually wanna make sure that you have one system, maybe one mentor, maybe you have one community, maybe you have one framework, one blueprint, one way of living. And I used to suffer from it a lot. Like I used to watch so many self-improvement videos just to give myself this dopamine hit to, at the end of the day, plan a lot of stuff and actually plan for 10 hours and actually just execute for 1. But at the end of the day, you want to kind of do vice versa. You want to execute more than you actually plan. And when it comes down to the lesson that I need to take from this for myself, is right now I feel like I'm having a lack of structure. I feel like I have a lot of plans, I have a lot of cool things, and I know exactly what I need to do. I know exactly what I want to learn more about and what I actually should put more of my time into. But I haven't raised the bar for myself. I haven't raised the standard for myself. Like, what is the bare minimum that I'm going to do in a day, regardless of how much time I put into it? If I do this, it will move the needle over time. It's actually so simple. Because if I would right now shut off the camera, grab my notebook, put my headphones on, get into chill mode, start writing, I bet that I can actually create a whole blueprint for myself. But I've done that a million times already. So right now it's already in the back of my mind. It's already written on my whiteboard, which I still have here. Like I still write down what I need to do per day, but I just feel like I keep procrastinating on it. So that's a lack of discipline that I still need to work on. But that's also why I'm saying it's time for me to raise the volume, like raise up the bar, turn up the volume, and just not do more work and at the end of the day end up with fake productivity, but just do more of focused work. If I look at the person who I want to be, he doesn't work for 10 to 14 hours a day each and every single day until his eyes roll out. No, a big part of his day, he's living, you know, he's enjoying life, he's creating, he is working, but it feels like play to him. And that's because he starts with the most focused work of the day, which will be entering the market, executing or not executing, learning, working on his psychology, you know, creating this compound effect over time, because he has implemented this system for himself where it's like, it feels like play for him to actually do more of the focus work. And then the rest of the day, he does the things that still move the needle to get where he wants to be, but with a bit less pressure, and he can actually do it whenever he wants. Like creating a video, editing a video, backtesting a little bit, or just overall working on himself, like going to the gym, meditating, reading, or building something new on the side. For example, I started a community like 2 weeks ago, something like that, and there are already 17 members into it. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud to actually have already 17 members in my own community, all like-minded traders, and all just here to just grow together, share insights, and just, you know, hop on calls and help each other out if necessary. No matter that we have a different strategy, or we trade on different time frames, or we have a different look on the market, we help each other, we grow with each other. And this fulfills me. If somebody joins and he needs help with psychology or with understanding a confluence that I, for example, know about, you know, if somebody comes into like, hey, I want to know more about fair value gap, you know, I can explain you in my own way how a fair value gap works, and maybe that will move the needle forward. Maybe that will change his overview on entering the market, and that fulfills me. The same as doing more of the focus work and detaching myself from fake productivity, just doing what I need to do and not relying on any outcome. Just let the universe, or what you want to call it, let it happen. Let the path get created by itself, and eventually you will be where you want to be. But the most important thing is, don't give up, raise up the volume, and show up every single day. Just do the bare minimum. That's all it will ask from you. And what you choose to be bare minimum, those are the things that you chose because you know it will move the needle regardless. Everything that comes afterwards is what you decide to work on. But you gotta kind of give yourself this rule of, I don't settle for less than bare minimum. So with that being said, right now I am gonna edit a couple of modules that I've created for my school community about backtesting and journaling. I was sick for a couple of days, so I didn't really want to touch the camera because I was also looking like shit, to be honest. So I'm gonna edit for 45 minutes, then I'm gonna backtest for an hour, and then I'm gonna join a community call, and I'm done for the day. I already did what I needed to do today. Today it's Sunday. I'm filming this on a Sunday right now. So the market is closed, of course, but I still did the other stuff that I needed to do to move the needle. But this last week, 2 weeks, I just didn't have enough structure. I feel like I didn't have enough structure. I would need to have a robotic schedule. I just need to focus more on the needle moving work, implement the 80-20 rule, and just let things compound over time. That's all.